Welcome to Awakening You channel. If you appreciate what we do, please support us. Thank you. Greetings, beloved family. We are so excited. After all, we've been at this for a few years in your time, really, for billions of years. This is the most exciting era in the history or herstory of planet Earth. And we're right here with you every step, every nanosecond in your time, of the way. And speaking of that, we know things are moving so fast in your energy fields. You are literally being bombarded with wondrous high energies, energies of empowerment. And they all come from love. Sometimes they can be a bit overwhelming. They can be a bit exhausting, if you will, or you may be experiencing some of what are loosely referred to as symptoms. And take this as evidence, true evidence to yourselves, that you indeed are in the midst of your ascension preparations. For your physical bodies have resonated at, let's just say, third-dimensional levels for eons of time, and this is true for all of humanity, most all of humanity, I shall say. There have been some exceptions in every case. Every era has had its exceptions of people who were perhaps unknown to you, or perhaps they have had a bit of fame attached to their names. They were leaders on the ascension path. After all, even in the darkest of times, humanity had hope. Hope was given by those who came knowing or who found along the path of their own lives the truth. And the truth is very simple: we're all divine. You are living in the density of the human body, which makes that truth somewhat difficult to believe, and we understand that. We are encouraging you to empower your belief systems so that when you look in the mirror, you really see the God or the Goddess looking back at you. That's how we see you. That's who you really are. And when you can do that, then you understand that you have the ability to make these shifts, these changes, these transitions flow with ease and grace rather than feeling as though you are about to take off you don't know where, you don't feel grounded, you're just not sure what's going on, and so on, and so on and so on. We understand that this is often the case. So a very good way to assist yourselves is to look in the mirror and to connect with your own divinities. Now you might think, but what's that got to do with grounding? Well, it's grounding you in the truth. It's grounding you in the higher levels where you are. It's connecting you with that part of you that you may not always feel in touch with. Then you can bring yourselves into the knowing that you are truly multidimensional beings already. And if you have chosen the ascension path, which let's see, it seems that all of you have, then you are on track. And then after that you can have your cup of tea or go out and commune with Mother Gaia or do whatever you would do to calm whatever feelings of displacement, or not being grounded you have in your physicalities. But it is always wise to address these matters from the multidimensional perspective and not just from the physical. Now this does not mean I must say a disclaimer. You know, the women asterisk get a little distressed, just a tiny bit distressed, if I do not do a disclaimer which says that, if you are having some kind of what you call symptoms along the way that you cannot understand or do not feel at ease with, they may not be comfortable, or if by not feeling at ease you don't feel grounded, you don't feel like it's a joyful thing to have happening, then by all means go and see the practitioner with the letters after his or her name, because we would never discourage you from finding out what is going on in any part of you. We are simply saying that in many cases, whatever is concerning you in your physicalities can be addressed by simply remembering, acknowledging, and knowing that you are multidimensional and that you have the empowerment, should you choose to use it, to address these matters from the higher levels. When you do that, you get a lot of relief. You get a less concerned attitude about what is going on, and then you can make your choices on what to do for the physical part of you from there. We are, as I have said, excited and ecstatic. These kinds of things are soon to be behind you, by the way. Now the Arcturians are very much a presence. Some of you are already communing with them. Some of you are simply knowing that they are present in some manner or other, and for those of you who are not aware, they have many, many functions. They are responsible for activating, for instance, the crystalline grid, along with others the Cryon group is one, and they are also very much responsible for bringing forth the energies, and all that that means, including some physical energies of Lemuria. Why Lemuria? Well, it is because Lemuria began as a pure, pristine, high vibrational, high dimensional consciousness civilization. And it was when the consciousness was lowered, by the consent of all present upon the earth in order to experience the lower dimensions, that things fell apart. But it took centuries for that to happen. And the best of Lemurian, shall we say, knowledge of truth either sank with it or went to Atlantis, and Atlantis began with a high vibrational legacy. And then, of course, you know what happened there. So, by returning to the Lemurian lifestyle, and what am I talking about anyway? Well, I'm talking about the knowing, the empowerment, the connections, communications and communion with the entirety of all the love-light beings in the universe, and with all of the humanity of planet Earth that is rising into higher dimensional lifestyle, and, of course, the other members, the other kingdoms of Mother Gaia. So the Arcturians have a huge role to play. They have technologies that will be, they might seem to be what you might call amazing. They have replicators, they have healing technologies, they have rejuvenation technologies. Now make no mistake, other civilizations throughout the galaxy have these also to some extent. But the place where the science has been studied, researched, and taught, or you might say, the quantum physics of all of this, has been at the great university on Arcturus. And it is amazing. It is miles and miles, what you would call miles and miles of crystalline structures, and people have come to study with the Arcturians. And what the Arcturians have in this university, and what they teach, is not just science. You can think about your MIT, for instance, that might be considered to be the foremost science hub on the eastern part of the United States of America, and, of course, on the West Coast you might think of Stanford University. And there are universities in Canada and all over the world that have a focus on science. But what the Arcturians know is that you cannot separate science and spirit. And so at the University of Arcturus all science is taught from the high-dimensional, spiritual perspective, which puts the divinity of all life into the picture. And so it is, what you might call, more complete. Now, this is not to say that there are not plenty of scientists who understand the connectedness, and this is not to say that there are not plenty of what you might call spiritual leaders who do not understand the connectedness, because there are on planet Earth. But what is amazing, or perhaps seeming to be amazing, is that you, beloved ones, are waking up. And you are recognizing this absolute, divine connection between the two. And it is by utilizing the spirituality along with the science that you will be moving into and enjoying the higher dimensional lifestyles. That's what your bodies know right now. This grand energy that is coming in is all about love. It's literally pouring the love into each and every one of you. Some of you are more receptive, some of you just want to tune out, not just now. I need to get a little bit more sleep, thank you very much. Well, that's not going to be real possible, especially as we approach the end of next month upon your calendars. So, give yourselves ease and grace, comfort in knowing that you are divine and that you are here for this purpose, and that there is nothing going on planet Earth that you cannot enjoy. Take some time out, play some games, laugh, dance, sing. Give yourselves plenty of rest and know that you are awakening gods and goddesses coming out of the untruthful, fear-based illusionary dream, and moving into your reality, and that science and spirit together will offer you everything and anything that you can possibly think to create from love, out of love, and express in loving thoughts, words, and actions. I can think of a grand example, and you have heard his name mentioned tonight, and that is Dr. Keshi, or Keshi as you might want to call him. Some call him one, some call him the other. Makes no difference, you all know who I'm talking about. Now he is a scientist, well, you know he is from someplace else. But he is a scientist who is totally filled with the spirit of love. And he is creating from that high dimensional perspective. And look at what he has given already and what he promises to do. And there are many others who are coming out of the woodwork, as they say. Yes, there have been some who have sacrificed their physical bodies in order to bring forth this truth, this great truth. But it is all understood by these masters, by these wondrous beings in such service. And more are stepping up to join them. So give them your loving support, beloved ones, because they are here for you, just as we are. And you, in turn, and this entire family of Ashtar on the road, is here to be in service to all of planet Earth as it makes its ascension. And as Earth goes, so goes the solar system and others in the universe who also want to move up and out of the third dimension and into the reality that is their birthright. So, how do you do this? You wake up, you stay awake and you share your love. It's that simple. And if you would add to that, simply follow the golden rule given by Yeshua. This is Sananda's rule with the part that was not given at the time, which is to treat others the way you would treat yourselves, and to treat yourselves as well as you treat others. And when we say treat, let us just say love. Love all others as you yourselves would be loved. And love yourselves as you love all others. And that, beloved ones, is the key to how to master the roadway of this grand journey that you're all on. And we're right here with you. Call upon us, connect with us, enter into communion with us and let's get this done, because it is happening. Be a part of it. Because that is how we see you masters, divine gods and goddesses and, most of all, beings of love, only love and its light, which is the most powerful energy in the universe. Thank you for being here with us in this grand gathering. And so it is. Salat.